I'm gonna start this again. Just try to find it this way. Okay, how's that? Okay, summit recap. All right, so can everyone see that? Can someone just tell me yes?
I just see everybody.
No, we don't see the screen.
Oh yeah, I didn't do this. Okay. Take 5. How's that?
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so number 1, which I'm sure all of you would just assume that I would talk about, is mindset. And if there is anything that I've taken away from both summits that I've been to, it has been the power of personal development. And the last time I went to Summit, I don't think I was doing personal development. And I realized after that time that I really needed to make it a part of my daily activities. And, you know, I forget what speaker it was. I think it was Shay Stanford, actually, that said, belief is the most inexpensive investment you can make in yourself. And if any of you are like me, you probably have a little bit of insecurity. You probably have some people in your life that aren't necessarily totally on board with you about this. And sometimes they get in your head. And if you let that happen, if you're kind of weak, a little bit weak in that mindset and feel a little bit insecure, you're never ever going to have the steam that enables you to do this business. And the only thing that can strengthen that muscle for you is to get into personal development. You know, you need to figure out what you need to work on and find the personal development that will help you. It's easy for me to say what I'm reading and recommend it to you guys, but it might not be what you need. I'm honest with everyone, and my weakness is comparison. I'm terrible with that. So I every day work on that in myself. That's something that I just have to keep working on every single day, because it could completely destroy this business for me. If I let it take over, it can take away hours and hours of my time.
And my time.
And Terry's time. That someone said is, don't wait for the crisis to happen. And I think that happened to me. I hit a certain goal in my business, and I didn't really have another goal set. And then I started comparing against other people that were at the same level, and even people that were not at that level yet. And I wasted a lot of time trying to work through this crisis for myself. And what they're saying is, try and work through those challenges before they happen. What you focus on expands. So if you are focusing on the negative and the stuff that you're challenged with, that's just going to take over all the time that you have. And we all know that we don't have a lot of time to build this business. Most of us are busy working moms, busy working people, and we have a limited amount of time, and you really just don't have the time to let silly things get in your way and things that make you weak. And a funny thing, and this happens to me all the time, I'll read a book and I'll go along and I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. Like, I know what they're talking about. And then I kind of throw the book away, or I stop reading it. And I usually stop reading it right at that point that's going to make me uncomfortable. It's that point that's going to actually show me my flaw and maybe help me work through it. But because it makes me feel so uncomfortable, I push it aside. You need to find personal development that's going to make you uncomfortable, because that is where you are going to learn and make the changes and help you grow, which is going to make you stronger so you can build a better business for yourself. You can help people with more authority and more, you'll have more comfort in in yourself, I guess. You'll feel more strength.
Yeah, totally. If you're gaining confidence is the number one asset you can get, really. It's going to go a long ways to explaining why Shakeology is the price it is, why people should purchase a challenge pack through you rather than off of Amazon or any of that kind of stuff. The more confident you are in yourself, you're going to be more confident in your product, your service, what you can offer your challengers, really. And personal development, I was amazed. I can't think of a single coach that really didn't talk about personal development. And a lot of them are literally doing 4 to 5 hours of personal development each day in some sort. And that can be, it can be reading, it can be listening to podcasts, it could be any of a number of things. But I could see 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and 4 to 5 hours. And then Michelle started explaining to me how much she does on a daily basis. And I was surprised.
Yeah. I mean, I know that you're sitting there because I was sitting there 2 years ago thinking there's just no way I can add that in as well. And you don't have to add reading in. I don't love to read. I do now read half an hour every morning while my Energize is kicking in. I just decided, you know what's an extra half hour getting up earlier? I always already get up early. So I do read then, but I have my podcasts, I have YouTube videos. Something is always going in downtime. If I'm driving, I'm listening. If I'm folding laundry, I'm listening. If I'm cooking supper, I'm listening. You know, whenever I can fit it in, I'm getting it in. Are there days that go by that the only part I do is that half hour? For sure. But lots of days I've probably put in 4 hours, and those are my best days. Those are the days that I feel the most confident in myself, which then helps me be confident in helping my challengers and helping you guys and promoting the product. You know, I still get those questions, those objections every day too. And if I falter in my confidence, I'm not going to be able to help that person. I'm not going to be able to explain why I think that they should get Shakeology, or I think that they should become a coach. If I'm confident about it, it just breathes out of me. And I find to be confident, I need that personal development. So that was my number one takeaway from Summit. Every coach talked about it, like Terry said. It's obvious that the people that are at the top of this business take it seriously. Number 2, back to the basics. So I sometimes feel like we can talk about Success Club points, and we can talk about signing up coaches and, you know, building your left leg and building your right leg. And we can get so into that on our coach page. And I've been guilty of that. Like, come on guys, we got to make our Success Club goals and whatever. And there's a place for all of that stuff in this business. But that is not why we are here. We are here to help people. We're here to try to end this crazy trend of obesity in our countries. That is our job. Our programs are the vehicles that change lives. And it all starts with our challengers. Our job is to keep our challengers engaged. It's then to empower them to be a coach and join us. If you have done a good job in your challenge group, a lot of these people are going to love that energy and love the environment, and they are going to want to join you in some way. You do have to ask them, though. You do have to ask people to join your team. But instead of just thinking of it as a team, it needs to be your tribe and your group of people that are just going out there and changing lives. You know, yes, there's amazing financial opportunity in this business and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, or the beginning of the day, what we are doing is changing lives in a healthy way. We are trying to change this crazy epidemic that is going through our countries. You know, we want to inspire change in everyone. The challenges are the key to your success. You know, they are the reason that we're doing this. And I have found absolutely in my business that the challenge groups is where I find my tribe. It's where I found all of my personally sponsored coaches, and they found you guys in a challenge group most of the time. That is where this whole environment starts. Success points are people. It's time to start thinking about them as people instead of points. I know I made that post on our way home on Sunday night, and why don't you just make a goal of helping whatever? My goal is usually to try and help 20 people a month. I have big goals. That's me. If it's 3 people or 2 people or whatever you want to do, just make a goal of helping people. One of the speakers talked about she set a goal in January that she was going to help 20 people lose 50 pounds this year. She was sticking with them until forever, but she was sticking with them to lose 50 pounds. And I think she'd said she'd already had 6
or 7
had lost 50 pounds
so far this year. And obviously lots of others partway through the journey. So
yeah. And that's really what we are doing. So it's time to sort of dial back and a lot of us, we're a new team, relatively new team. So I don't think we have much problem that we've forgotten about the challenge groups. I think our challenge groups are amazing. Everyone does such a good job there. It's just, I think Beachbody on a whole, some people had got away from challenge groups, and they're really just trying to recruit coaches and not really going through the motions of the challenge group and helping people lose weight and get healthy and use our programs. So I think Beachbody was making a really big effort to bring that back, that's what we need to get back to.
I totally agree. In 2015, when I went to Summit, I really didn't know a whole lot about the business, but I was going to learn and to find out what it's about and what the potential is as a career for Michelle, really. And I think last year there was a lot of that, a lot of coaches talking about their journey, where they started. They started in a trailer park, mother of 3, and are now making 7 digits. Stuff like that. And there was all those stories last year. But this year, it was all about back to basics, helping people. And again, it was like every coach was talking about this. And it makes so much sense. Keep your challengers happy. Keep them as long as you can. Their results are going to be your best advertising to get the next challenger or to get the next coach. Yeah. Really, it's just simple business if you're looking at it from a business standpoint, which I do. Obviously, it's your job to keep everyone going in the right direction, posting every day, 2 to 3 times a day at least, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. What else are you thinking there?
Well, all of that stuff helps your challengers, and I think you just never know who will be your next amazing coach. Mm-hmm. And, it may not be that one challenger, but it may be her sister, or it may be her cousin or her best friend. And I think we do a really good job at this. So I'm not kind of not preaching. I'm just kind of saying what was really talked about at Summit, that we really just need to focus on them. The Beachbody Challenge, get your challengers posting their pictures in there, and they can win a free t-shirt, but they can also win money. Do we talk about that stuff enough? Do we talk about what's available to people that are just challengers, that they don't want to be a coach. They just want to be a challenger. We need to get back to really feeding those challenge groups and making them amazing. And then the whole team is going to build from there.
Which reminds me, we need to get Kim Gibson to enter her results.
Yes.
Her 1-year results are 101 pounds, for crying out loud. Yeah. 21-day fix, back to back to back to back, and she doesn't submit it.
Yeah, she needs to be on there.
Someone needs to get her to do that.
Okay, number 3, hard work. If you have been brought into this business and someone told you that this was really, really easy, then I really apologize. And I kind of feel like a broken record saying this, because I know I've talked about it before. But, hard work. It is hard work. but it's not hard. There's a time and consistency that goes into this. And sometimes that's hard. Consistency is hard. It's not that exciting. It's the same thing over and over and over and over again every single day. The vital behaviors, they're there for a reason. I have people come to me and say that, this isn't working. Well, no, it works. We all do the same thing. We're all doing those same vital behaviors every single day. And if you're consistent with them, it will work. You just have to hammer down and put your tunnel vision on and just keep going. Someone that I listened to before Summit, actually, Terry and I went to a separate kind of conference before Summit began. And one of the top Canadian coaches was talking about balance. You know what? There isn't balance. Like, stop looking for balance. This was like an eye-opening thing for me, because I always say that, maybe when I'm done Saturdays, I'm going to find balance. Apparently not. There's no such thing as balance. Sometimes you're going to be rocking your team and you're going to be helping them and you're going to be putting so much energy into them. And then you're going to see, shit, my challenge group kind of sucked. And then you're going to go over there and you're going to put more into that. And then you're going to say, oh crap, I haven't talked to my daughter in a week. Okay, we better go put more time into our family. It's never ever going to be totally balanced. You're never ever going to have enough time to do it all. It's like, what does she call it? A pendulum swinging. Sometimes you're better over here and sometimes you're better over here, and just be okay with that. Just embrace it and don't be hard on yourself. Just be where you need to be at that moment, and it's going to change all the time. That's hard. That's hard to take as a woman who's trying to be that thing for so many people. That is really hard, but I think that we just have to forgive ourselves and say, sometimes that's just the way it's going to be. I'm going to spend more time over here and call my help to do this part or whatever. You need to set a goal. You need to know what you want out of this business and then work for it. Myself as your upline, I can help you do whatever you want. If you want to go head to head with me and we're going to go right to 15 star by next Summit, let's do it. Let's do it together. I want all of you to do that with me. But if you really just are doing this for, some fun and just to help a few people a month, we can help you do that too. But I need you to decide what you want. Okay. You got to decide what you want and then we'll work for it together. Something else that I think is hard for a lot of us is starting and finishing a program. This kind of goes into number 2 as well. Back to basics, guys. This is going to be maybe eye-opening or kind of gut check for some of you, because it kind of was for me. But Carl made a lot of comments about we all need to be in pretty good shape. He's not saying that we need to have abs or we need to be the best looking body, but we need to be working on our journey all the time. And we need to be talking about the positives of programs and how they're helping us. In my opinion, for myself, for example, I've lost a ton of weight with these programs. I should never be out of 10 pounds of my range because I know how to do this. I know all these programs. I know how to stay within. I don't have to be a lean machine all the time like I was a couple of years ago, but I also don't think that we should allow ourselves to get past a certain point. As a coach, I think you need to be right smack dab in the middle of your journey, which might mean that you still have 100 pounds to lose. And that's awesome because you're sharing that journey all the way along and you're getting better every single day and feeling better every single day. For myself, it's different. I've got to my goal weight. Now I need to stay there and I need to show people that I can stay there. And again, we're a young team, so it doesn't really necessarily fit with us, but it resonated with me for sure. There's some coaches that have been coaches for 8 or 9 years and they got to their goal weight and now they've gained 50, 60 pounds. Well, what does that say? Yeah. It gives off the wrong impression. And that's what Carl was getting at. We need to be the picture. We need to be the billboard that these programs work. And sometimes that's hard work. Sometimes, I would love to dive into junk food all the time, and I can easily gain weight, but I do know that I need to always be on a program and always sharing that journey. It doesn't matter where you are on that journey, but you need to be doing it. You need to start and finish programs. Don't get distracted with fluffy stuff. If you are a person that really has very limited time, don't worry about making fluffy pictures. Don't worry about making a team name and a team page and all this stuff. The vital behaviors is what you need to work on. That's what you need to do. You need to recognize your challengers, recognize your coaches if you have a team. You need to do some personal development. You need to invite. You need to be messaging people every day. If there's one thing that you do, that's what you need to do. And you need to be sharing your journey on social media. You don't need to be doing any of the other stuff. That's the stuff. That's the hard stuff. Though that inviting, it is hard, but it's the thing that's going to get your business moving.
Was it Morgan Regier who we
Yeah.
listened to? Morgan Regier, one of the top Canadian coaches, again. No fluff. She just does the basics. Her and her husband have a business, like they're a franchisee of some sort. So they're putting in full time. She literally does it part time.
And she's like number 7 in the company, not in Canada, in the company.
Okay.
She literally didn't have a team name until this summit, when she was a speaker and someone asked her what her team name was. So she did say, yes, I would get jealous of everyone that would have all this stuff. They'd have team t-shirts and all this stuff. And she doesn't have time. So she's just focused on the things that are going to move her business forward. She's asked herself every single day, is this activity going to move my business forward? And if the answer was no, she pushed it off to the side. Something that Miguel, another top coach in Canada, said, what we do is not hard. It's just the consistency of it. We get to help people get healthy with these amazing programs and product. It's not hard. It's not hard to talk about this stuff if you believe in it. It's just the consistency and the everyday mundane tasks that are sometimes hard or inconvenient or not that fun, or maybe someone would say it's not the sexy part of our job, but that's the thing that's going to move you forward, hands down. That's what all the top coaches always focus on.
Think about starting the 21-day fix, and you're posting it on your support group, and maybe you have 100 people in there and only 12 of them have been active with you. There's another 80 some odd that are watching to some degree. You started the 21-day fix. Everyone knows you did, but you're not posting every day. And when 21 days is over, you haven't posted that you finished. Now, what are they supposed to think of you as a coach? Are you going to be there for them if they pull the trigger and want to go on this journey with you? Mm-hmm.
And people do watch. I've had people message me and say, so, how did that program work out for you? Like, did you finish? And I'll be totally honest, there's been lots of times I've started a program and not finished it. I was the queen of that before Beachbody. I never finished anything. So,
but you work out every day.
Yeah, but
you might go back and forth, which.
Yeah, I have found that now that I start and finish programs, I sell more programs. It's just, people see the journey and see you completing it. And it doesn't really matter what your results are at the end. They see you completing it, and you've gone through it and you've done it and you've shared it. Number 4, have patience. And as you can see, these kind of all blend together, right? They all kind of are a chain of events. And nothing here in being a coach, building a business, any business, happens fast. It just doesn't. It's like this train that chugs along, and you pick up people as you go, and you have to have patience. You will always pass failure on your way to success. And trust me, guys, I have had stuff go wrong. I have stuff go wrong once a week, once a day. Like there's always things that happen that don't work out great, but you just got to let it go. And there's tons of things that I've tried with the team that's been total bomb. If I took that to hard and thought, oh, I suck because I have bad ideas, I would never keep going. You just have to keep going. It's just part of the journey. You may have to make some sacrifices if you have big goals. I have made a lot of sacrifices to get where I am right now. And I know that my goal is to get at another point, and I'm going to have to make more sacrifices. I have sacrificed nights out and, some playtime with Delaney, and I'll be totally honest about that. I have had to do that. I've for sure sacrificed a whole bunch of sleep. And, so if you have big goals, just know that that's part of it, and be patient with yourself and just keep going. Take action. You can get all this information and just kind of be a collector of information. But if you don't take action, nothing is going to happen. So take what you want, make some goals, figure out your why, and go for it. As I've said over and over again, all the tools are here. Patience is a choice. I can't remember who, I had that written down on one of my little pieces of paper, and I don't know who said it, but it's true. You can get freaked out in your first 3 months because nothing's happening, even though I'm telling you, or your coach is telling you, you know what, you just have to be consistent. People are watching. They don't trust you yet. You just came on the scene, this health and fitness person, and they're like, what the hell's going on? You have to just, settle, but keep up with it. Just be consistent with it, and it will happen. Every single coach that's been with me that has actually, done this business and has got to some goals, their goals, they all say the same thing. We all felt the same way at the beginning, like, oh, is this ever going to work? This doesn't work. But as you keep going and as you're consistent, it does. So you just have to make patience a choice. You just have to be patient and keep going. Trust the bigger picture. People have been down this road before, and so the roadmap is written for you. You just need to do it. You just have to consistently do it. And someone must have said this, replace your struggles with gratitude. And, instead of getting all hyped up about some things not working out, just be thankful for, having the chance to help people and having the chance to share your journey with people, and just replace that fear and that anger or whatever, anxiety, with gratitude. And then you'll just be able to keep going.
It kind of reminds me of our drive home.
Oh my God.
Our drive home was eventful. Our 10.5-hour scheduled drive turned into about 16 hours, which basically meant I ached all over. I could barely move when I finally did get out of the vehicle. But the one main reason was we got stuck in traffic for 3.5 hours. We traveled 4 miles. And Michelle was getting antsy, let's just say.
I was not patient. This is not my strong suit, patience.
This is maybe halfway into our trip, I suppose. And she was not patient. And I said to her, you know what? We're stuck here for a reason. And I bet the people involved in that reason up ahead are having a worse day than us. Let's be thankful where we are right now. And it's true. Like, there's always someone having a worse day, or having more struggles than you. So
very true. Terry listened to a lot of personal development at Summit.
Yeah.
Okay. And last, big, huge thing. And we posted about this. Darlene posted it, and then I shared it to our team page. Be you. This is the biggest thing at Summit. Besides personal development, this is what was talked about all the time. Be you. Don't be anyone else. Please don't go to my like page and think you have to be like me, because you're not like me and I'm not like you. If you're saying to yourself this business is not working for you, one of two things are not happening, or both. You're not offering enough value, or you're not helping people enough. And I believe that all of us on this team have helping in their soul. I believe we are helping people enough. What I think sometimes we fall short on, and myself included, is we're not offering enough of us. We're not sharing us. So we're not then connecting with people that are going to love us, and then they're going to want to join us. You have to be you and be real. Do not copy other coaches. You can take ideas, absolutely take ideas from other coaches, but sometimes that can get in the way. Like, I think it was Bonnie Engel said, eventually she had to unfollow coaches that inspired her because she was finding it really hard to have her own voice. And I would say I had to do that as well. I used to have this page that was filled with all coaches like Bonnie Engel and Melanie Mitro and all of them. And I found I wasted so much time looking at their post and then trying to make it my own because it wasn't mine. It was nothing to do with me. And I was trying to reword it and not copy. And, it just got too much. Now I just post me. I just post silly stuff about me. And I've made way more connection doing that and met people that that they're like me. And I do want to work with them. So be you. Share your day. Now, today in our posts, we shared lots of different things that you can post about, but just share your day, have a reality show. Honestly, people do want to hear about what you're doing. They really do. What is normal about you? Share that. What have you ever overcome? Do you have some struggles that you've overcome? What makes you special? Like, I'll try and find mine really quick here that I wrote out. So what's normal about me? I hate cooking. I hate doing laundry. My favorite color is hot pink. I love red wine. I love coffee. And really, I love to chew. Like, I like eating a lot. So I talk about that stuff all the time. What have I overcome? I was divorced very young. Infertility. We've adopted. My insecurities, as I've said before, jealousy and comparison. Now I've overcome feeling the need for something more in my life because of coaching. So I share all of that in posts. What makes me special or different, maybe not special, but I'm scared of cats. I love early mornings. I love being an adult. Like, I love being able to do what I want to do. If I don't want to stay out late, I love just being able to say, you know what, I'm an adult, so I get to do what I want. So you share silly things.
And Michelle was the party pooper in Nashville once again, because she is an adult. That's
right. I'm an adult. I don't want to party all night, but I get to do that. So, just share things about you. Also, we do need to talk about coaching and why you are doing this. That's the best place to attract coaches and attract people that are going to join you, is just talking about coaching on your page. Not like, be a coach, please join my team. Not that at all, but talking about why you're doing it and why you're loving it. Maybe you love hanging out with another coach, or maybe you love the inspiration you get from us, or from us as a team, or whatever. You want to share all of that stuff in your voice. You have to be you. And that was probably the thing, another thing that every coach talked about. Your vibe is going to attract your tribe. So you really need to just brand yourself. And we talk about this all the time on our team. So I don't think this is new information, but I know sometimes it's hard to figure out what you're going to talk about and what you're comfortable with talking about. And I know personal development has helped me with that as well. I think I do know myself even better because I do personal development. I've been able to dig a little bit deeper and feel more comfortable sharing that with other people. And the last little slide here is just a whole bunch of quotes that I had written down that I would quickly write when people were saying them up on stage. So we sell stories, not products. And that is the truth. We sell our own stories and we sell our challengers' stories. That's what we should be sharing, not the products. Beachbody does that for us. Like, they spend millions, like gazillions of dollars.
Turn on the TV Sunday morning.
Yeah, we don't need to sell the 21-day fix. We need to sell how the 21-day fix makes us feel and how the 21-day fix has changed our life. We do not need to sell the 21-day fix or Shakeology. You don't need to. wrote this on somewhere today. Instead of having Shakeology like pointing outwards, have it pointing inwards. They don't see the name Shakeology, but in your post, you talk about this awesome, health shake that you're having. And then people are going to message you asking you what it is. They already know what Shakeology is. They already know it's a shake. That's what they know about it because it's advertised everywhere. If you have some mystery behind it, they're actually maybe going to message you and say, oh, hey, what are you doing? And there's an instant conversation started. Stop looking for balance. There is none. We talked about that. Focus on your challengers, then ask them to join you. So give them all the love you've got, and then they're probably, in a lot of cases, going to want to join you. Before you ask, Google it. I know I say this all the time, but a lot of coaches talked about this. So if you have a question, you're probably going to be able to find the answer on Google, just about anything in life, really. Mm-hmm. Google it. Embrace the suck. Some days this sucks. Like some days I don't, on a Sunday when everyone's out here swimming, I don't necessarily feel like being inside talking about the 21-day fix every day. But I also know my why, and I remind myself of it every day, and that makes me continue to send out those messages. I hate messaging. I hate the vital behavior, invite. I hate it. Doesn't matter how you cherry code it, connect. It's just not I hate it, but I do it every day because I know that is what is going to get me to my goals. Base your business on your why, not your daily feelings. Exactly what I just said. My daily feelings are not necessarily, let's get to the desk and let's, make another slideshow or let's do some more inviting. That's not necessarily what I want to do every day, but my why is strong. My why is really deep. And if I base my business on that, I can do it every day. Figure out your IQ, which is your I quit level. I want you to really ask yourself, what are you willing to do? Are you willing to quit complaining and quit comparing and quit saying this doesn't work? Figure out what your IQ level is, your I quit level, and then base your business on that. Principles don't change. How to be successful hasn't changed. We just help people. I think that's self-explanatory. This business hasn't changed. The way to get to your goals isn't going to change ever. It's just all about helping people. The only difference between you and the top coach is how much work and time you have invested. The top coach has invested a lot of time, a lot more time than I have, and a lot more work. It's the reality of it. They work like crazy to get there. Don't think that they have been given anything, because no one's given anything in this business. It's the amount of work you put into it. Be true to you and be who you were intended to be. Someone said, and I think it was Chelsea Pearson, that it's a shame if people don't get to really know who you are. So don't pretend to be anyone else. Be you, because you're so worthwhile and so motivating in your own way and inspiring in your own way. And make sure people see that. Make sure they are gifted that. You don't want to leave this world and people didn't get the gift of knowing you. Their opinion is not your reality. What other people think of you, it's not your reality. It's theirs. It doesn't matter what other people think of you. Keep going. I know that's hard. Trust me, I have had lots of people think I'm crazy. I could do a whole call on, lost friendships and whatever. But again, I go back to my why, and I also know myself even more now due to personal development. And I can see that those people, we probably weren't meant to be close anyways. Own what you are good at and stop comparing. That one's for me. Comparison is the thief of joy, and it does no one any good. And I will be the team leader on that. I have lots of trouble with that, and the days that I am on my game and not comparing are my best days. So if you struggle with that too, first of all, reach out to me if you struggle with that, and I can give you some books. But it's comparison just doesn't help anything. It doesn't solve any problems. Just own what you're good at and be really, really good at that, and don't worry about the rest. And that is it. Oh, there's my favorite slide. So who are we going to see in New Orleans? Summit has moved, and we are hoping that we're going to get a big block of rooms for everybody. We're working on that. And let's go back. Perfect. Do you guys have anything to add? Anyone that was at Summit? Anybody? No? Is Jessie talking on the phone, or is she talking to us in mute?
She's talking on the phone.
She's talking on the phone. You know she's selling a challenge pack right now.
Yeah, she probably is. Does anybody have any questions?
Ladies, you will want to get to Summit, and there probably is, it is a financial thing. Start saving now, but I'm telling you, no matter what, if you get there, everything will change. And this is my second Summit. And I remember, Michelle, last year, I had a wedding to do on the Saturday, and I really was like, for 3 days, that amount of money and going, I am so glad that I went, but I'm also pissed off that I wasn't able to finish off the whole weekend with the workshops. And it's, yes, we had fun, and there was a lot of parties going on too, but it was busy. Like, you got up, you did your workout, and then there was the workshops and the general sessions, and just them sharing information of what helps them to be successful coaches as well. So whatever, you guys, do what you can. I think, are the tickets still $175, Michelle?
I think so.
Yeah, and so that you can transfer it. But if you're wanting to grow your business and move forward, and even the camaraderie and the friendships, and it's an amazing experience. And like everything Michelle said, just bring it back to the challengers and be yourself, and make it the Michelle show or the Jessie show or whatever, because we're selling ourselves. We're not, the challenge packs will come. We're selling ourselves so that people will trust us to what we have learned through the programs. Product of the product. That's all I got.
At the end of the day, you want to go to the core. You want to go and have some shopping at Beachbody. That's one of the best parts. Well, it's not the best part. That's terrible. But it is kind of a fun part. A little perk, going to the core and buying up all the Beachbody gear that Canadians can never get.
I don't find that as fun.
Terry doesn't find that as fun. Justine, how about you? Do you have anything to add? I'm going to call you out.
Unmute yourself.
This is a first time. She just went for the first time. So maybe you have some different takeaway.
It was an investment, but everyone said you need to invest in yourself. So I definitely feel it was worth it. I went, I'm a lot younger than everyone that I went with. It was way out of my comfort zone. Okay, sorry. But it was very much out of my comfort zone. I don't even go to the grocery store alone. So it was good for me to go and see everybody and to learn all the things we learned. And I can't wait for next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember going last year and, dragging Terry because I didn't want to go by myself. It is out of all this stuff is, it makes you do things that you maybe wouldn't do. But at the end of the day, there are always things that I'm like, oh God, that was scary. And yes, I had to invest in that and whatever, but it was so worth it. It's just like when you do a live video for the first time, you feel like you're going to piss your pants, but you do it, and at the end you lived through it, and it was probably a good thing. Like, it's just like that. And I don't know how many coaches, so many coaches say Summit was the changing point. Summit was the thing that, changed my whole business. And I think it comes down to really the spending time with each other and learning from each other. And yeah.
And I wouldn't let money be an excuse. you can make it a cheaper trip by putting 4 people in a room, for example. This year wasn't too bad of a drive if you didn't get stuck in traffic. New Orleans, I think you're pushing, I guess depends where you are. Yeah. You might be close enough that it's a short drive.
Or your truck.
For us, I think it's like 20 hours, so I don't think we'll do it. But
we're not driving anywhere again, actually.
But it doesn't have to be crazy expensive if you share. So.
And honestly, like for lunches and breakfast, like I brought Shakeology packets and I had protein bars. Like there's lots of ways to make things inexpensive. This does not have to be going out for dinner every single night. And, so there's ways. I get it. We're not making anyone do anything. We're just kind of saying it's a pretty awesome experience. And if you're really wanting to get that push, it could be just make it your goal. Like put $25 away each month and, just make it a goal. But
along the way, there's the Super Saturdays events. Those are something of a lot smaller scale, but they have speakers. You do your workout. There's motivation. Like, if you can, like it's this Saturday, I have a wedding, but look at, I don't even know what the website is that you can look it up, but get to an event.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty powerful. And the first year I wasn't really into it. Like I was like, whatever, but now I see the value in them. They really do. They're valuable. They do them for a reason. This company knows what they're doing. They don't do it for shits and giggles. It obviously pushes people and motivates people and inspires people. And I think that's all for tonight from me. Unless you can ask a question about anything if you've got us here. If you have any questions. Is everybody on a Team Cup team? Yeah. We're going to have a top 10 team. I can feel it. Guys.
I want that skateboard.
Yeah.
I think someone should just follow up on, Megan had a video maybe a half hour before we started. And she sounded a little frustrated talking about coaches abandoning their challengers, basically. And I'm just going to say, if you know a coach that is quitting for whatever reason, it's just not them, and they've got challengers, maybe reach out to them. I don't know. Offer your support, or if you're an upline and you're losing a coach, one of your coaches is quitting, and they've got open challenge groups. It's your responsibility to help out there, because people are putting their trust in you to help them, right? So.
Yeah, I think Megan's video, Megan wasn't at Summit, but it kind of related all the way back to what they were talking about at Summit. We really need to be putting a lot of our passion and our time and everything into the challengers. That's what our job is. That is our job. When someone buys that challenge pack, that's just the beginning. I know we do like a happy dance, and trust me, so do I. Like if I get Success Club 2 points, yes, I do a happy dance. Like it's a lot of work to get that to happen, but it's a lot of work afterwards. That's where the work begins. That's where our support begins. It's the same when you sign up a coach. I do like flips in my bedroom when I sign up a coach, but I also realize that if I don't get them started properly, if I don't get them on their journey or get them started the right way for their business, I haven't done my job. So it is part of our job, and it all starts with the health and fitness journey. Every coach should be doing that as well. They should be in your challenge group if they're first signing up with you. And that's what our job is, pushing health and fitness and just supporting people all the time. We're cheerleaders. That's all I am anyways.
If I can jump in, for anybody that thinks they're struggling, that nobody's interested, or what do you always say? Oh, it's crickets out there. I was at Summit and I listened to a lot of speakers, and I heard this big number that there's over 260 million obese and morbidly obese people in North America. I think it's North America, but that's a lot of people. So anyone thinking that the market's tapped out or it's saturated and there's already enough coaches and nobody's going to want to do anything, that is total BS. We need to be an army of people out there to save these people, save our healthcare system, quit sweeping dirt under the rug, and let's lead clean, healthy lifestyles without popping pills, especially as we get older. So, guys, we gotta do this, and there's no reason to be shy. If you can't have everybody like you. Just like Michelle said, be yourself. You're selling yourself. Beachbody will sell the product. You guys just be there to help people. Keep it simple. You're helping people, and there's millions that need help. Obese and morbidly obese, not people that are even fit or normal, whatever normal is. Morbidly and obese. It's
pretty sad, actually. It's really sad. And it just keeps going up instead of going down. And Carl Deichler, our CEO, is like super passionate about that. That's one of the amazing things about Summit, is to really hear him speak, because you can tell it's like of course he cares about the money and he's got this crazy operation, but you can tell at his core, like, he feels really kind of sick about the fact he's got this business that's supposed to be making things better and it's just climbing. So nowhere in his speech says you're doing it all, because we're not. We haven't yet. It just keeps getting worse, and we have the tools to make it happen. We do. We just need to figure out how to reach more people and how to help more people. And that was the focus of Summit. Just help more people. Don't worry about anything else, because all the other stuff will happen just by default if we just help people.
And right now there's just under 500,000 coaches, North America. Carl has set a goal of 10 million coaches. That's his goal. I don't know what the deadline is, but that's his goal, 10 million. Well, 10 million into 260 million is still jack all. So there's lots and lots of people that could be signed up for coaches. So anytime you're feeling like it's crickets or you're up against the wall, remember your why. Hopefully get a hug from your husband and significant other, and stick with it. Stay to the 4 vital behaviors. You'll be fine. Let's do this.
Yes. Rob ends the call with a bang. Okay. Good night, everybody. It's way past my bedtime. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.